Good for us.
Let's get salty.
It's high noon. Okay.
My man.
All rise, order in the court. The honorable nail biters.
This guy, the one thing I've learned from watching him, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry at all. I don't think this guy's ever raised his voice and yelled at a person his entire life.
That's a good point. Except for his kids, he probably overdoes it. You know,
You
what I mean?
think
Like they get
he's
the
like-
brunt of it. You know,
He's like the Bing Crosby of judges behind closed doors. He's just mean as shit to his kid. Allegedly, not saying it's true.
yeah, that's right. That's all alleged. It's all
Alleged. This
But
whole
I'm
show's
ready.
alleged, by the way. So Creed, this is they had a huge docket, so there was an overflow. 17 cases they had in the usual courtroom in Thurston. So what they did was they said, okay, we're going to send some of this over to this guy. So he picked up the scraps.
Oh.
And this is a scrap case that is by far one of my favorite cases that I've seen in a while.
Well, let's jump into it. Michelle, glad you're here. Glad you found us.
Oh, so nice.
Glad we can make you laugh a little bit. Hello, Mayor's here. We can start.
Good.
Yes, please do that.
Wait, please do what? What did he tell us to do?
Please do it.
I'm lost.
What do we do? Hitting the like button? Excuse me.
Ms. Lopez, I want you to say something. Make sure that Ms. Wakefield can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hey, bitch, can you hear me?
He's talking to you loud.
Ms. Wakefield, you indicate that Ms. Lopez is or has been a partner of your ex-husband. That on the 20th of September, she was driving your ex-husband's truck and you believed was following you, potentially coming close to causing an accident. And that prior to that, back in January, she had messaged you and sent you derogatory statements. And
I wonder what she said.
I hope we find out. I want to know more.
Also,
go on. We're waiting. Judge.
Well, he's buffering. I thought he was treat
things
frame.
to your children about
No, not kids
and
involved.
quite your intimate relations between you and your ex-husband. And I don't know if Ms. Lopez was part of that or not. I can't tell from the way this is written.
Intimate relations?
Yes, that is correct. On top of messaging another one of my children asking the whereabouts of her father when Janaea Lopez was not able to get a hold of him.
All right. So I've sort of summarized what you have in here. Is there anything else you want to add at this point?
I wish we could see.
Well, yes, on top of the asking the whereabouts of their father, the derogatory messages to myself. She also sent that message that she sent me in January to one of my best friends, which included a nude photo of myself and a sex video of her and my ex-husband.
Hey now.
As the children state, of course, I'm not in the home, but she is very inappropriate with my son, inappropriate touching. She targets my 13-year-old. My 13-year-old's statement to me, she has it out to make her life a living hell. And she put all of us in danger and almost hit us because she wanted to see who was in my car.
Hello, Leather and Lashes. Lots to unpack. Before we get to that, Deb, remember 4 hallelujahs for you.
Do you think it was an upgrade? That's what first. I mean, there's a lot to unpack, but the first thing I need to know: do you think he's upgraded? I really wish I could see her better. This lady's nice looking. She's got these giant glasses on, which are they're adorably humorous, I guess.
Well, they have said a lot in the chat already about the eyebrow situation too.
Our eyebrows are slightly bushed.
Carol.
Alleged. All right, so this all stems from she has now taken on her ex-husband as a lover.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the weird thing. She was driving the lady Nicole's ex-husband's truck
And almost got in an accident. Apparently.
Yeah, almost hit them because she was trying to look to see who was in the car. Was she trying to see if like the husband was back with Nicole in the car? Is that what we were looking for? I mean, she said they were looking in the car.
Mhm.
It's very and where did she get naked pictures of Nicole?
And the sex tape too. Jules, don't forget about the sex tape. 4 months, remember how?
Sex videos.
Like the sex video.
Everybody makes those, right? Creed,
and
was the
then-
last time you made a sex video?
It's been at least
It's been 1 week since you made that video.
And then things really started to take a turn for the worse when she gets to the 13-year-old.
Yeah, inappropriate touching.
Yeah,
That's
so
weird.
messy fast.
She was stalking either my ex-husband, me, both. I'm not sure, but
Oh, but I miss Gary 2 Bones. Thank you.
Gary. Thank you, Gary. First one on the old Full Swap Express.
Gary, where are you?
Hi, Andrew.
me and my children are pretty done having to deal with her unstableness and that she's a loose cannon, because that's not normal and it's not acceptable. And we've been on a roller coaster ride with this woman for too long, and we're ready to get off.
Me too, buddy. Makes 2 of us looking to get off as well.
Okay. So for the record,
Roller coaster.
the derogatory statements were specifically what?
The huge 5-paragraph message that was sent in January. There's been quite a few. She also called me quite a few choice words in the presence of my children.
Like?
But the derogatory message back in January attacked me as a person in general. I'm a horrible mother.
She obviously went to the school of Bishop's School of Broadcasting. That's why she does that. MB member for 5 months. Oh yeah.
Do you think
It's very good, Marky. Thank you.
I mean she's being very vague, but I mean with the them swapping lovers, maybe sometimes pillow talk, Creed, where they're like, oh, my wife was terrible at what you're doing right now, but you cat's meow, baby.
I don't like how she just she didn't answer that question though.
No, she's
didn't answer
dodging
that
it.
question at all. Although unless she alluded to the fact that he's got a whole paragraph in front of him, if she submitted it though, maybe.
Yeah, she submitted. I'm sure she submitted all this stuff, but I don't know. I don't think it's like she needs to submit it, but I guess he's saying, look, he's opening the door for her to say, yes, I felt threatened by this. There were some threats in there, blah, blah, blah. The meat and potatoes, what you need to get a TPO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicole at angles. Look at that. Nicole at angles. Welcome.
Hello.
Nicole has angles. If you catch her at the right angle, she doesn't look all that bad. Then again, I'll see a couple of angles. I'm like, ooh.
Oof.
Easy does it.
Oof.
I can pull it up.
Good. Yeah, I don't need to get into that so much. Were there threats in there, or it was just a derogatory message in a variety of ways?
Derogatory message in a variety of ways.
Okay. And your children are Thomas, Brooklyn, and Mackenzie?
Tomas, but yes, correct.
Tomato.
Eric.
They are
Eric.
all 3 your children.
Yes, Kojak.
Correct.
Today it is.
We're learning.
And what's the custodial status with those children between you and your ex-husband?
We share 50-50 is our current agreement.
Share and share alike, baby. Today's Wednesday, by the way, Mayor. Mayor's lost track of the days of the week.
Wild Wormin Wednesday. Oh, no, we got to chase at 4:05 East. We got plenty of time. Judge just busy reading.
Take your time. Take your time.
Making it rain today.
I will be your hero, baby. Thank you.
Oh, pass. I like that. Wife swap Wednesday.
I'm going to dig real deep for those videos.
You're asking me to order Ms. Lopez to have no contact with your children. Is that right?
That is correct. With the ongoing circumstances and then it finally ending and her putting all of us in danger, that is what I'm asking. And my children have asked to not be around her.
Well, can you do that?
Is it your understanding that Ms. Lopez still has a relationship with your ex-husband?
They're on again, off again. This all happened. He invited us over because they broke up. He invited us over for dinner and to explain to them that he would be moving in with his mother. He would have his visits there. And they've broken up at least 3 times that I know for sure in the last 6 months from moving in. And I think amongst the crazy, the instability of on again, off again is just not healthy.
I don't know about that.
Well, in some relationships, that's kind of normal.
Yeah. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. Pizza.
Especially if you're swapping and kind of living an open lifestyle.
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, I haven't been served yet. I heard through the grapevine that there was going to be this hearing since Nicole was bragging to family members.
Is this her that's talking here that we were just talking?
Yeah, that's the new woman. She's very far away from the camera. Definitely did not go to the Bishop School of Broadcasting, and she's coming in hot. She heard it through the grapevine. By the way, Grapevine is a swingers only website that you can find out when you're being sued by the significant other, allegedly.
Did you get papers from there once?
Today.
Mikey Diver tell you.
I like turtles.
Oh, awesome.
Really awesome. Hello, legendary Mayor Mary likes turtles. Been a while. Times 50 on the hallelujahs.
Been a long time since I rock and rolled. Thank you. My goodness.
Thank you for the support.
Was taking me to court. So I did pull up the statement online, and I do have text messages and things that I would like to present to you. That's why I came into person to see if I could present that to you today. Because as Nicole does state, Dayton and I do live together. We do have the kids 50% of the time. She's refusing to let him see the children unless they're supervised or at his mother's house. And she's forcing him to I believe with everything that I present to you, you're going to see that she's just using this because she does not like me and she doesn't like our relationship.
Yeah.
Look
at that laugh.
At the beginning of our relationship, she was having an ongoing affair with Dayton. So there is that back and forth with us. By no means did I ever try to scare Nicole or her children. I'm very sorry that you felt that way. I've apologized to her children. I just wanted to verify I was on the phone with Dayton when I pulled up. And I said, is Nicole leaving your house? He said, yes, the kids are in the car. He was on the phone with me while I pulled up behind them to verify that the children were in the car, that it was just not another incident of him cheating again. So I would like to be able to present what I have to you today so that we can make sure that I don't have a judgment against the children that do live with us 50% of the time.
And the custodial order, Ms. Wakefield, came from Thurston County Family Court. Is that correct?
26 months. Remember, the OGest you can be.
That's a humble brag if you've ever heard of one. Creed, my question is this. She was talking about Dayton. He's the one, Dayton, whatever his damn name is.
Yeah, terrible name.
Dayton is busy banging both these young ladies. to put it politely.
Right.
He has left his wife, got a mistress, banging her. Then on his downtime, he's back with the old lady here, working his dating magic.
Yeah. So this one that's sitting far away, did she turn the tables on that a little bit? Like the way that she had said, she kind of insinuated. I thought this one was the wife, right?
She is the wife, the one that we can really see. She is the wife.
But the way that she said it was
She's
almost
the new girlfriend.
that she was having an affair with her man, basically. Which would be
How can you all right, so how can you have an affair with your husband though?
right. That's what I'm saying. But the way that
Really, it was just like he just came back home for a little bit. You know, he wanted to put his feet in some comfy shoes, some shoes he knew very well.
Me and Dayton Minor have a verbal agreement because we have always tried to keep it kosher. I would like to add on to her statement that
hold on right now. I just want to sort through
slow down.
Yeah.
Not your turn.
So verbal,
is there a divorce?
verbal agreement.
Has there been a divorce?
We were never legally married, sir. I'm also here. I'm the support for Janaea Lopez.
So,
whoa.
So that's Dayton, right?
That's
That
Dayton
mystery
on the phone, Daddy. Dayton's
Wow.
on the phone, phoning it in.
and not for the
No,
Wife-
not for his wife poo up there. But didn't he just say they weren't married?
never legally.
Illegally married then. Child bride.
Hold tight. I'm going to ask Ms. Wakefield some question.
Out
And
of nowhere.
what's your ex-husband's name, Ms. Wakefield?
Dayton Minor.
Okay, thank you.
He likes to date who? He likes to date what? Oh, minors. Oh, hi, Nancy.
What a terrible name to have. Dayton Miners.
Dayton's been dating minors.
That's a terrible name. Terrible.
And have you been divorced?
We were never legally married. We were together 14 years. Our marriage ended when I found out about him and Janaea Lopez.
Okay,
Wow.
so there wasn't a marriage. You've not had a formal divorce.
No.
Okay, so you were partners. You're not partners any longer. As far as custodial status, two of you came to an agreement, but there is no court order.
Correct.
Okay.
Judge is like, all right, whatever. He's thinking.
And did you happen to discuss this with Judge Meyer when you were before Judge Meyer getting a temporary order?
No, at that time they were broken up and he had agreed he was living with his mother and he was going to have the visits there.
Real quick, I know a lot of people are like, Dayton Minor. Yeah, he's dating all the time. A lot of states don't recognize common law marriage, or it was on the books at one point and no longer is on the books. It's kind of an outdated thing.
Yeah.
I looked into it a long time ago because me and my wife had lived together for many years and found out it was once a thing in the state of North Carolina, but not no more. So really, just depending on the state of Washington, it may not even be common law marriage. So just keep that in mind.
Children voiced they didn't want to be around her. They didn't want to be involved with her. He said, that's no issue because I'm living here. We are broken up. And now they're back together. And now it's.
So I'm mad they're back together. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. In not so many words. It's
Droopy Dick. Good to see you. It's not recognized very much. State to state.
I think that the South held on to it longest, no?
So
Mhm.
first of all, Ms. Lopez has correctly indicated she has not formally been served.
Thank you, Tiny Piggy.
Yes, my servicer attempted 7 times. Nobody came to the door until the last time. Somebody did answer, slammed it, and locked it in their face. So I
Slammed
tried
it.
to serve her.
Like you should have done with the like button. Lisa B, an educational moment from Lisa B. 8 states currently recognize common law marriages: Colorado, Iowa, Kansas, Montana, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Texas, and Utah. It is still in South Carolina. I thought that it was. I thought that, but I'm not surprised.
I'm not either. Those are, like I said, it's an antiquated law, but some people believe in their mind it's like a universal thing. It is not. And really quick, slam the door in her face. Tons of slamming going on at Dayton Miner's house. Tons of slamming. Tons.
It's a crazy one. And yes, I do want to. I do want to say, not that we're just moving past it, but the kids are the true ones that always get the shit end of the stick on any of these deals. And I have a feeling we might hear a little bit more about that, because remember, there was quite a accusation about the touching.
Yeah, and that's again, she's like, we've always tried to keep things kosher, except for when it comes to this bitch. I'm going to make sure they can't be together as much as humanly possible, ruining it.
Your Honor, that's
Okay,
all.
yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Service is it's a legal obligation, and until it's formally complete, we can't do much unless service is waived. Now, Ms. Lopez is sitting before the court.
Also, there's this thing with divorce where, like, you can't just go and get divorced in this state. Is that a common thing? Like, you gotta wait a year or something?
Yeah.
Like
So
that?
in the state of North Carolina, you go to get a divorce, you've got to be separated for a year.
Right.
Then you can start the proceedings of a divorce. Now, if you live in the same house or anything like that, or you say you hook up, start over again. Your time starts over. Can be nothing going on between you for over a year. And then that's when the fun again begins. And also, so Pamela mentioned alienation of affection. That's a really big one in the town I live in, because there's so many military people. They leave town to get deployed, and then their buddies check in on their wives for them. And next thing you know, old boy sleeping in your bed, slamming your doors.
So we have two options, and most in this regard, Ms. Lopez says the say, Ms. Lopez, we can proceed today, and I can hear further from you if you wish, and or you are entitled to be formally served. We'll make sure you get a copy of everything that's been filed, and reset this if you wish, with today having been the service date, and put it on next Monday.
Oh no, let's do it now.
We can proceed today, and that's your call since you haven't formally been served.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. I would like to know if today I could submit the multiple text messages that I have from her and from her children, and also that Dayton can speak on my behalf. That's what I would like to have. I don't know if that's something that we can do. I also am very concerned of pushing this out, that again, this extends, Dayton not being able to see his children and bringing them to our home.
Okay, so
bye, Double L.
Enjoy.
Tell the elves we say hi.
Let you tell me what you have on your phone, but I'm going to sort of limit the topical area. And then the issue of the children is going to be a bit more problematic, and I'm going to have to address that in a different way. But we can address all those issues today, and I can hear from Mr. Meyer if that becomes important.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Right now, I'll just let you know what I want you to focus on are any messages or any comments you have that are directly related to the relationship that you have with Ms. Wakefield, not the children. Take the children out of it. So just any comments back and forth. Ms. Wakefield has said she was concerned by you following her in the truck, and she was also concerned about derogatory language you sent to her in a text, and the fact that you shared a sex tape with Ms. Wakefield's friend. So
that's a big one, right? When you're accused or get in trouble for actually do send that, that's a big one, no?
But the thing is, she said that she sent a nude photo of Miss Wakefield and a sex tape of Dayton and the new girl to doing the sex. Not so. I mean, really, maybe that friend just wanted some salacious, pics or whatever. Maybe you're like, man, I'm really horny, and she's like, look at this. I don't get the sending of the sex tape of her with Mr. Dalton to Miss Wakefield's friend.
And now they're using it, and now she's trying to use it against her, maybe.
I wonder if it was an embarrassing nude. Like
it might have been
butthole showing or something. Because that's the worst.
The things I want to talk about.
Okay.
So any comments or texts, and don't show them to me. I want you to say them out loud. So
Yes, sir.
Oh yes, please read them.
and she has to be able to know what I'm hearing.
I understand.
Okay.
So what was the first one you wanted me to address on?
It just is the relationship. All
The
we're talking about
relationship?
is you and Ms. Wakefield.
Yes. Nicole and my relationship started probably a couple of years ago in October, 2 years ago. I was in a relationship with a gentleman. We decided to have a couple swap. So that's how I met Nicole, and that's how I met Dayton. From that moment on, him and I pursued a relationship. He ended up leaving Nicole so that we could be together. During that time that he and him were in a relationship, a very public relationship, I do have messages from Nicole where she messages me that I've been sleeping with him the whole time, bitch. I thought that he would just come back to me. Just very aware that him and I were in a relationship and that they were having an affair. Her and I have both.
Quick question. All right. So, this young lady up there, she was involved with a man. And then they decided they're going to do the old swaparooski with the Wakefield down here and her husband, right. Dayton Miners. Do you think it was like, oh my God, it was just like mind-blowing sex between the two of them, and like the other two people just were like, damn, like, Wakefield and the other guys in the corner.
Shane, remember, for 5 months. Do you swap though if the sex is really good between you and the relationship is going great?
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
Oh, okay.
That's just a little spiciness, Creed.
All right.
But my question is this.
Yes.
Do you think it was like really hot, like between Mr. Miner and the new girl, and that's why they decided to break off? I mean, otherwise, just keep the team together, Yeah,
good point.
You think one of them was like carrying the team? Like the two winners of the teams got together and formed like a super team, and now they're out doing that with other couples and showing like we're number one.
I think that if one of them is kind of cray in that dynamic, though, it doesn't matter how good the sex is, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it is kind of effed up that they went off on their own when they could have just kept it out in the open. And I'm sure, Miss Wakefield. Did Miss Wakefield and the other woman hook up too? Or was it just straight swappy-de-dooski? Did the girls get together?
I wish the judge would ask that. That's a great question.
And do you think Nicole sent the nude pic of herself to that woman in preparation for the soft swap, full swap?
I'm guessing not, because then you'd have that'd be more of a group session, not so much wife swapping. But
I mean, that's everything. I mean, everything was on the table, I guess. Same room, different room. You think?
Oh, was there a cuck situation happening? Maybe for her, I don't know. There's so many questions. That's why I wish.
I hope the judge asks them all.
Something tells me he's not going to get that deep, but you never know.
Exchange text
Never
messages
know.
and words.
I never get deep either.
Referring to, I sent to her current boyfriend at the time. It was not her friend.
Oh, she's moved on.
Her boyfriend know that she had been sleeping with Dayton.
Okay. And, okay.
That's different.
So when she said friend, didn't you think woman, another woman friend?
Yeah,
it was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
At the time, Miss Wakefield ain't, grass ain't growing on that field, baby. It's play ball time. So
that's right. We got to remember this is a swap. The swap. It's not like an orgy happening. It's not a whole. This is a wife swap situation.
I mean, it could be a orgy. kind of situation. I mean, the
I
girls
think
could be
they would
hooking up.
say that though. They would just call it. We wouldn't call that a swap.
Oh, no. You still
right?
would. It would still be
Still
just
would be? I
swapping.
don't
Yeah, same room swapping. Just everybody. The girls are at play. The guys are just handling their business, watching maybe I don't know each other's business if that's the thing they're into allegedly. Has anybody been in real quick in the chat? No judgments here.
Today's poll.
Has anybody been in a situation like this? And if so, have you ran into this problem? Just asking. I don't think it's cooking if the swap is thing. No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, that much I know about them.
You guys sit in the yeah. One of the person has to sit out.
I watched the
Like your backup, like in case somebody gets hurt.
the
they'll call
Liberty
you in.
University that I told you about that was on Hulu. It's actually a pretty good. It's a pretty good documentary, and that has a lot to do with sitting in a court.
Completely off subject. I watched a dating show that's from the UK, and it's like you get to see the person naked before you decide to go on a date with them.
Really?
Yeah. So like it
All
starts
right.
and it shows you like their knees. So they'll have be like 4 dudes up there, right? And you'll see their knees, and then they ask some questions, and then it'll come up and you'll see their dong and everything. And they ask them some more questions. And then by the end, they see the face, but you narrow it down to 2 guys or 2 girls, either or.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to go get naked and come back out and ask them some questions. So everybody sees everybody naked ahead of time.
That was that on a was that
It was on HBO Max.
oh okay. I was gonna say that kid.
It was on Comedy Central. You see it all, by the way. They zoom in. They zoom in on stuff like
Very much so. I'm sorry. I'm very uneducated when it comes to swapping wives. Forgive me, please.
hot tag.
Lots of nopes. A couple of one yes anyway.
Let me guess, KCC.
Yeah.
That's what she is referring to. And then I also have quite a few messages in regards to the children where I speak with her and I say, well, she claims that I've screamed at the children before and I
Okay, let's leave the children.
Okay, you're right. Sorry about that, sir. Let's see what other ones I have here. I have quite a bit.
Me too, Pamela. Me too.
There's also been times where Nicole talks, sends messages as to Dayton, just talking badly about me, talking about how she didn't recognize me at the family event, and neither did her friends recognize me at the family event because of how ugly I look. She's also made sure to talk. He has a huge family. He has 14 brothers and sisters. He's the baby of the family. Nicole still comes to all of the family events. I'm very nice to Nicole. I'm very sweet with her. I have messages where she says, don't say hi to me. I don't like you. I also have messages from her where she tells Dayton that if I come to these family events, I'll catch hands or she's going to hurt me.
Catch hands.
And I very clearly think that what she's doing is she doesn't like me and she's using the children at this point in time to get a no contact order when I've never tried to harm or never have I put any threats to Nicole. But I do have text messages of her clearly saying that she does want to fight me or put hands on me, Your Honor. So I do have those available. But never once have I stalked or threatened Nicole in any manner.
Safe travels, T-Rex.
Hang in there.
What's the tape issue?
By the way, the name of that show is Naked Attraction.
Of all of us together.
And you sent that to whom?
To her boyfriend at the time.
Anybody have a subscription to HBO Max they could loan me for a minute?
Dude, I'm telling you, like, so many uncut men in the world, by the way. I think it's because it's over in Europe.
Nah.
Tons of pee-pee sweaters.
And that does sound, it sounds like a fun one to watch. Though.
Oh, it's
CC'd
so
her
funny.
and the boyfriend. And that was so long ago. I've apologized and we've moved past that. But
Me too,
apparently
Nancy.
she's still holding on to that.
All right, Ms. Lopez,
Yes,
pardon me, Ms. Wakefield, do you have anything more you want to add?
Well, I would like to say, well, I don't know what she has as evidence, but I know hers and I's first correspondence when we both found out about each other back in July of last year was not me threatening her. I never told her I was sleeping with Dayton until she told me about Florida and sleeping with her when I was in surgery, things that I didn't know. And I shared the information that I had. It was never threatening her. In response to saying that she can catch these hands, I did at one point, I will admit, saying that to my ex-husband in reference to her screaming at my children and then telling or saying in the presence of my children that I'm a cunt fucking bitch and that Dayton needs to put me in check. I was livid that she was yelling at my children, and I was livid that she was bad-mouthing me in front of them.
Damn.
I did tell her that I don't like her and to please not talk to me because I think that's fair because I don't like her. I didn't want to bring the kids into it. I didn't even want to be here. I don't like doing these things. I think that things should be handled outside of court, but when it comes to a point that you put me and my children in danger, I don't know what else to do. Because regardless of the reasoning, that's what happened, is my children and me were put in danger so that she could see who was in my car. And it's not just me saying that. It's all three of my children who were in the car and seen her almost hit us. I couldn't even brake or she would have smashed my back end of my car.
Speaking of smashing back ends.
Between her treating my kids, screaming at them, having no boundaries, touching them inappropriately, having inappropriate conversations.
I'm going to say the same thing to you that I said to Ms. Lopez. At this point,
between me and her,
with the children are not for the court.
Okay.
Yeah, that's to throw that out there for the second time now, at least. That one's a.
Why haven't we asked Dalton any questions?
Right, Tin Man,
or excuse me, Dayton. Any questions? He's on the phone. Why hasn't he spoke up and been like, "Look, she's this is lies. She never done this thing. Blah blah blah. Something."
That's true. He's kept his mouth shut, except for that tiny little bit that he said in the beginning. That's it.
He's like, "Judge, just letting you know, thanks for taking care of these two women while I'm out here looking for number 3.
So between her and I, that is all I have to say in regards to that. It was not, me and her's conversations and interactions were not negative until she wrote me those hate messages in January. And at that point, I said, I want nothing to do with you.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time you received a text message from Ms. Lopez or any other message?
The last time that I received a message from Miss Lopez was after she screamed at my child and called me a cunt fucking bitch in front of them, which was August, maybe.
Crowbarred that in the second time now.
So
way to get it in there.
She hasn't contacted you since August. And at that time, she contacted you because she had heard from you, or why did she contact?
She contacted me to say that we should be able to get along. We should be able to co-parent. And at that point, I said, I don't like you. I don't need to be involved with you at all. Me and you need to have no communication. Don't scream at my children. Don't call me horrible names in front of them, and we'll be fine. And I'll co-parent with Dayton. And that was it. And then, everything else has been through the grapevine of my children because they've had to be around her. My 13-year-old has a therapy team that she expresses all of these things to as well. So since that correspondence, after that incident, everything has been through my children or through Dayton until she almost hit us.
So, and that incident with the truck that occurred back in September, have there been any other incidents like that?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
I just don't. Is there enough here to do it? Grant it?
I don't know. Marky, feel better.
I don't. Take your
don't
time,
know.
Judge.
I don't know. I wish that Nicole came off a little less
Bitchy,
yeah,
vindictive, jealous.
Yeah, all of the above.
I mean, she does understand the man's gonna have relationships with other people. Yes, it was somebody that y'all had swapped with or whatnot, but you know, she's just going to have to get over it. They're both going to have to get some sense.
It's always going to look bad on a jealousy side of thing when you were the first and he ran to the next. You know what I mean? Like that's
like you weren't good enough. Yeah,
right. And so
Lopez,
Yes, sir.
speak to me about what your thought process was when you were following Ms. Wakefield's car.
Absolutely. So first of all, Your Honor, I was not following Miss Wakefield's car. Dayton and I had my 2 children in the car also. My daughter Avea, and who's 12, and my 6-year-old daughter Monet. We were going out grocery shopping. I knew Dayton didn't have food, so I drove by there to drop him off food. As I was entering, Nicole was pulling out. So I turned the car around. I called Dayton.
So this is where she's mentioned this a couple of times about the almost accident. So I'm guessing, what does she do? Kind of accidentally swerve towards Nicole, something like that, maybe.
I mean, here's the thing. He's one's coming while the other one's going. Again, it could be construed that a lot of it, you know, the new woman, you know, in her mind, she's like, well, he was cheating on her with me, wants to stop him from cheating on me with her. And it is what you bought. You know, you bought this. You bought a car that only had 3 wheels. What do you expect? I mean, it's going to happen. There's going to be weird shit like this going on. So don't be surprised when it goes crazy. But for her to follow her, she says she was following her. But apparently she's just going to say, no. I just happened to be leaving and I was behind her. Is that what we're going to go with?
Well, we're about ready to find out.
And I asked him why Nicole was leaving, because the last time Nicole was leaving his house, that's when I found out that they were cheating at that time. So he was verified. He said she just came to watch a movie with the kids. The kids are in the car. The kids are in the car. I didn't cheat on you. So I did pull up behind Nicole. I did not come in an aggressive manner. I did honk the horn so that she could stop the vehicle so I could see if the kids were in the vehicle. She did stop the vehicle. She turned left. I turned right. That was the incident in the car.
Okay, now it makes sense.
I've never stalked her or threatened her. I also did want to bring up that those messages where she claims that she didn't. I have a message here where she says, I fucked him at least once a time the whole week. And you're a dirty bitch. That's one here. Then I also have all of the messages here to where she says that I screamed at her child and our conversation. That what happened there, Your Honor, is Brooklyn, her daughter, tends to steal things from both Nicole and myself. I found some Versace perfume that Brooklyn had stolen, and some cologne that she'd stolen from her dad. So we had put it up, and I worked downstairs. All 5 of the kids were there. I was working downstairs, and
we don't need to get into this.
Okay, I just want to clarify that screaming, and then I do have all those messages from our last contact that she refers to. And then I have also on the 11th, due to the threatening text messages that she sent to Dayton, I am filing also a no harassment order against her. That will be on the 11th. And I think that really what she is doing is she's just trying to separate me. I have not caused her any harm. I do not send her threatening messages. I do not stalk her. I think this is just a matter of her trying to take control. I have messages from her telling Dayton that the kids are not allowed to come around me. She has to keep him at the house. And her son, Tomas, just said that he does want to come home. And he has those messages to his fathers that he misses his room. And just Brooklyn, she goes by Vivian, just called him yesterday.
What?
And with him yesterday because she does not want to stay at her grandma's house. So those are the things that
Vivian
I wanted to
is
make
short
sure
for
that
Brooklyn?
You
Still
heard
a
from
lot about the kids when we said
Mm-hmm.
stop with the kids.
Yeah, kids had nothing to do with this. Again, I feel like this is just I want to try and keep them apart deal more than anyone really fearing for their life or anything. But judge may see it differently. I got confused with all the swapping and think that had something to do with violence. Judges never swapped, right?
I so miss the
Yeah, man.
I'm glad they're back. But
There was a triple play of them, man. I couldn't believe it. Could you ever have women fight over you like this?
absolutely.
I have not. Typically, they call the person that ends up with me the loser. So
I would have liked to have heard Dayton's side of this.
he comes into the courtroom high-fiving the judge and stuff. He's like, look, man, just can't get enough of Dayton. Is that judge's stomach growl?
Might be probably about lunchtime.
Maybe the judge will side with Nicole because they both wear glasses. The new girl is very well spoken, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. She doesn't come off at close as far as being jealous. If she is super jealous, she doesn't seem to be anyway.
Well, I mean, the only thing that showed she was kind of jealous is that she was trying to make sure the kids were in the car to verify Dayton's story that he wasn't at the house alone with Nicole. Like, she'd come over for a booty call. That's why she was trying to make sure the kids were actually in the car. I mean, Dayton, neither one of them need to bother with Dayton. Dayton's a lying SOB. He's going to be lying and cheating and rolling and romping with the next girl. They're all going to be exes soon enough.
Miss K, I initially thought so, but after 6 hours of eBay catching up this morning, plus we have 3 already to do today, I'm not going to be able to. We'll be back Thursday. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. I just can't. I had a lot of catching up to do eBay wise first full day back. Otherwise, I would. I could always do like a lot of other people do and just jump on for 45 minutes to an hour and just, bang it out. But I don't like to do that because I actually like gambling. I actually enjoy doing that. It's not a business stream for me, if you know what I mean. It's a fun time, not like a on and off. And if I'm sitting there like this the whole time, it's not as fun.
Don't forget Saturday, live watch party over in Credence and Monkey and Poor Sports channel here on the YouTubes. Start kicking that up at 8:50. Come on by, hang out. We're going to do betting. We're going to pick our winners for each fight.
Well, not actual bet.
No, not the real betting, but you can bet on this.
And Mr. Meyer, I have one question for you.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Who's better? Who's better in bed?
Yeah, who is it?
Do you and Ms. Lopez currently reside together?
We absolutely do.
Okay, thank you. And you are the father of the 3 children that Ms. Wakefield was just
allegedly
talking about.
That is correct, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thursday at our normal schedule, Pamela.
All right, so let's deal with the children issue first. This court does not have jurisdiction to decide who gets to see the children and under what terms. That's an issue for family court. So I cannot address that issue raised by Ms. Wakefield about her concern about the children and their contact with Ms. Lopez. Ms. Wakefield, if you want to address that, you're going to have to deal with that through an order at family court. So if that's what you want to do, you're going to have to go to speak with them about that.
Yes, Your Honor.
I do have jurisdiction over the relationship between Ms. Wakefield and Ms. Lopez. In this case, the allegations are a quite derogatory message sent back in January, and then the concern that Ms. Wakefield had about Ms. Lopez following Ms. Wakefield. Ms. Wakefield believes it was done aggressively. Ms. Lopez denies that. Ms. Lopez says she was doing it to see if, in fact, the children were in the car or whether Ms. Wakefield had been at Mr. Meyer's house for other purposes. And this has occurred on one occasion. Nobody's indicated that this is any sort of pattern or routine. I also note that Ms. Lopez has shared with the court, and Ms. Wakefield has heard these messages that Ms. Wakefield sent to Ms. Lopez that were also derogatory. As to the issue of the relationship between the two of you, it's clear that neither one of you wants to have contact with the other, and you each have shared derogatory messages back and forth. I don't find that a basis for me to enter the order in this case, nor do I find the truck incident sufficient enough for me to enter an order. It was explained. There's a different view of it. It was inappropriate. I don't think that Ms. Lopez should ever repeat that type of behavior.
Yes,
Where you put children in between two adults trying to figure out whether somebody was sleeping with somebody else. That's wholly inappropriate for any adult to do, to subject these poor children to the tension that exists here. But it is not a subject that I can address in this order, and I will not do so. So I'm going to deny Ms. Wakefield's request for protection order in this case. I will make clear that I would urge both parties to understand that neither one wants contact from the other and should honor that and go forward in that way. I don't have the order for, apparently there's an order to be heard.
Yes, sir.
You may want to reconsider that, Ms. Lopez, with the understanding that what I've just said, that
Okay.
I don't think there's enough here for a court to enter an order concerning the relationship between the two. But I really urge the two of you, Ms. Wakefield and Ms. Lopez, to just stop contacting each other. If Ms. Wakefield, if you have concerns about Ms. Lopez's contact with your children, you're going to have to address that through family court and potentially getting an order there concerning custodial status. Ms. Lopez, so you don't have any ability to go to family court and seek such an order.
Her breasts are
Mr.
see-through.
Meyer does if he wishes.
That's
but
why he
you
likes
don't.
Denied.
So hopefully that puts an issue, puts to rest.
He's definitely got a type.
He does. Very much so. And that's
And
it. That's
he's
that.
tall and skinny, so you know what that means. Very small underwear.
I'm glad to see the denial there on that one.
Denied.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
just-
yeah, I just didn't see enough there. There was really, I mean, I almost would venture to say I didn't see anything there other than just people being pissed off at each other.
Well, listen, I heard her talk about the almost accident thing, which turns out to be, if we take the other one's word for it, the only thing that she really alluded to, because Nicole didn't say anything about it really either, was that she pulled up and honked her horn to come up to see if the kids were.
Yeah, she really didn't explain like
No.
she was like up on her or she was
Right.
like really close behind her. I mean, there was not a lot of. I'd have been like, so there I was, Judge, just minding my own business.
Right. Yeah.
She just comes up
Yeah.
and starts laying on the horn. I look back because I think I'm in danger. And there she was, just looking over the steering wheel. I mean, fire in her eyes. I really was afraid. Then she approaches me, and I think she's trying to do what they call a pit maneuver on my car. I felt like that's what she was up to.
Yeah, that's how I felt. You can say that in court.
Yeah, you can
Other
absolutely
than just
say that.
the accident, and then let her describe it, and then it just completely takes it away, like there wasn't anything. But yeah, maybe, I mean, it's better that I guess she didn't. She's more truthful about it because it really wasn't anything.
You think good old Dayton's gonna bang Miss Wakefield again?
Dayton's
Probably.
on the let's be honest. If you're into that lifestyle, you keep going, right? I mean, once you get bored, you move on to the next. I mean, that's I don't know.
Just keep it going till the wheels fall off.
Right. The Full Swap Express. Thank you guys, Gary. Adri, how do you say her? Adri,
Audrey?
Audrey, Miss Drake, Mrs. Drake.
More Audrey.
Legendary Mayor Mary likes turtles. It's big money. It's great to see you. And Tiny Piggy. Thank you all.
It's a good case. For sure. Thank you, Bubbles.
Yes, Bubbles.
Absolutely was decent. Wild Woman Wednesday, Creed. We got it all. I think there's an angry grandmother throwing hamburgers. There's just all kinds of really off the wall shit going on over there today. So make sure you join us for that. We'd love to see you at 4:05. Yeah, until then, you guys do us a favor. Stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. Watch some old stuff, like some videos, leave a comment. Those are all things that help us out so much. See you soon. Oh, don't forget tonight on at 5:30 Eastern time. We Got a Case members only. That's We Got a Case members only. If you're not a member of We Got a Case channel, go now. Click the join button. Do it, please. Thank you. Peace out.
I thought we were going to start it all over again. Get it cranked up, ready to go.
Oh my God, are they trying to work us to death? What is going on, guys, in the truck? For goodness sakes. Oh, enjoy yourselves. I wonder what happened in Florida. Remember, they brought up Florida in that picture. I'm pretty sure it was from Florida.